Today, we're bringing 12 eerie Arkansas ghost legends back to life. Number 1. The Ghost of Lawrence Creek. In the quiet woods of Saline County, near a bend in Lawrence Creek, whispers of a tragic ghost story have lingered since the 1800s. Locals say a young woman was pushed into the creek long ago and left to drown on a cold winter night. Her body was buried on Christmas Eve in a small cemetery nearby, her grave marked with a wooden cross. But over time, that marker disappeared, and with it, her name seemed to vanish, yet the sorrow tied to that place never left. By the 1920s, strange things began happening. A group of men drilling for oil along the creek reported eerie sounds at night. One worker heard a woman scream from the shadows, but no one was there. On Halloween night, another man claimed he saw a woman in a white dress walking along the water's edge. She looked lost and heartbroken, crying out the word, "Why?" before silently stepping into the creek and vanishing. As word spread, more people came to see the ghost for themselves. Some said they heard her soft weeping. Others claimed they felt chills even in the heat of summer. But no one could find her name in any records. She became known simply as the lovely ghost of Lawrence Creek. Even now, locals avoid that stretch of creek after dark, afraid they might catch a glimpse of her pale figure drifting through the trees. This ghost legend stands out because it feels real. A place, a tragedy, and a spirit too heartbroken to move on. Whether it's the wind through the branches or something more, those who visit Lawrence Creek often leave with the sense that something or someone is still watching from the water. Number 2. Ghosts of the Crescent Hotel. Perched high on a hill in Eureka Springs, the Crescent Hotel is more than just a beautiful old building. It's one of the most haunted places in America. Built in 1886, the hotel has seen many faces over the years: wealthy travelers, young students, and even cancer patients when it became a hospital in the 1930s. But not everyone who entered the Crescent left. Some say they never truly did. One of the most famous ghosts is Michael, a stonemason who fell to his death during construction. Guests staying in room 218 often report footsteps, lights flickering, and even doors slamming shut on their own. Then there's Theodora, a patient from the Baker Cancer Hospital, who's known to introduce herself in room 419, only to vanish a moment later. Some even claim to see a nurse pushing a gurney down the hallway late at night, long after the hotel staff have gone to bed. But perhaps the strangest spirit is Dr. Norman Baker, the man who once ran the hotel as a fake cancer clinic. Wearing his signature purple, he's been spotted walking through the halls as if still in charge. The basement, where many of his experiments took place, remains the eeriest part of the hotel. Cold spots and strange voices are common, especially near the old morgue. What makes the Crescent Hotel's ghosts so fascinating is how their stories tie directly to history. These weren't just shadows. They were real people with real lives, many of whom met tragic ends. And while the hotel today welcomes guests with open arms, those who stay the night often leave with stories of their own, and maybe a ghostly memory they'll never forget. Number 3. The Girden Light. Deep in the woods near the old railroad tracks of Girden, Arkansas, A mysterious glowing light has danced through the trees for generations. It's called the Girden Light, and people say it appears without warning, floating, bobbing, and even changing colors. Locals tell stories of a railroad worker who lost his life on the tracks in the 1930s. Some say he was murdered by a fellow worker. Others claim it was an accident. Either way, his spirit is said to still be searching for his missing head, with the ghostly light acting as his lantern. The light has been seen by many over the years: teenagers, hunters, and even scientists. It hovers along the tracks near the old railway bed, far from any roads or power lines. Some believe it's a natural phenomenon, while others are sure it's something supernatural. The fact that it shows up in different weather and doesn't seem tied to electricity only adds to the mystery. Late at night, when the forest is still and the moonlight is thin, people say you can follow the light as it drifts between the trees. But it's not wise to chase it too far. Some say it leads you deeper into the woods and disappears when you need it most. The ghostly lantern flickers, then vanishes, leaving brave visitors in silence and darkness. The Girden Light has become one of Arkansas's most famous ghost legends, not just because people have seen it, but because no one has ever fully explained it. Whether it's the spirit of a lost soul or something stranger, the light keeps glowing and the legend keeps growing. Number 4. Mamaloos Ghost. In the quiet town of Scott, Arkansas, there's a story about a woman named Mamaloo who lived on a plantation during the early 1900s. She was a caretaker and nanny, known for her kindness and strength. Mamaloo helped raise many of the children in the area and was loved like family. But after her death, strange things started happening in the house where she once lived, and people began to believe Mamaloo had never really left. At first, it was little things: a rocking chair moving on its own, doors opening without a breeze, and the smell of lavender filling the air when no one was around. Then visitors started seeing her, an older woman in a long dress and apron, watching from a hallway or standing at the foot of a bed. She never spoke, but her presence felt calm, as if she was still watching over the home. One family that moved into the house claimed their baby would laugh and reach toward an empty corner of the room, as if someone was playing with her. Others reported hearing lullabies sung softly at night. Locals believe Mamaloo stayed behind to protect the home and its children, continuing the care she gave in life even after death. Unlike other ghost stories that bring fear, Mamaloo's is one of comfort and connection. Her legend is a reminder that love can be so strong, it lingers even after we're gone. And in that quiet old house in Scott, some still feel her presence, gentle, silent, and watching over those who come and go. Number 5. Liddell Allen of the Allen House. In the quiet town of Monticello stands a grand old home known as the Allen House. Built in the early 1900s, it once belonged to the wealthy Allen family, but behind its beautiful walls is a heartbreaking story that has never fully faded. Liddell Allen, the daughter of the family, fell in love with a man her parents didn't approve of. Heartbroken and trapped, she drank poison in her bedroom on Christmas night in 1948. She died soon after, and some say her spirit never left. Years later, when new owners began restoring the house, strange things started happening. Visitors saw a woman in a vintage dress looking out of upstairs windows. Lights flickered, doors opened by themselves, and soft crying was sometimes heard at night. When the attic was opened for the first time in decades, people discovered old love letters hidden away, letters from Liddell's forbidden romance. The discovery only deepened the mystery. Many believe Liddell is still there, walking the halls of her family home, forever connected to the place where her heart broke. Paranormal investigators have recorded unusual voices and ghostly images inside the house. Some guests say they feel watched, especially near the room where she died. Today, the Allen house is known as one of the most haunted homes in Arkansas. But it's not a story of horror. It's one of love, loss, and a young woman whose pain echoes through the years. And for those who visit, it's easy to imagine Liddell still standing at the window, waiting for the love she was never allowed to have. Number 6. The Vanishing Hitchhiker of Highway 365. Late at night, on a stretch of Highway 365 between Woodson and Redfield, drivers sometimes spot a lone woman walking along the road. She looks lost, dressed in a thin white dress, and she waves for help. Many kind-hearted drivers have stopped to offer her a ride. She quietly gets in, gives a nearby address, and says almost nothing on the way. But when they arrive and turn to speak to her, she's gone. The first time this story was reported goes back decades, but it still happens today. The person at the house always gives the same answer. She's been gone for years. They say the woman was killed in a car crash on that very road, dressed in her Sunday best, trying to get home. Since then, she's been trying to finish her final journey. Those who've seen her say the air grows cold when she enters the car, and a strange chill lingers even after she disappears. Some swear they hear a soft sigh or feel a gentle hand on their shoulder before she vanishes. Despite how eerie it is, the ghost never seems angry, just lost, or maybe still waiting for someone to bring her home. The Vanishing Hitchhiker is one of Arkansas's most retold ghost stories, and it continues to give drivers a reason to look twice on foggy nights. Some don't believe it until they see her for themselves, standing on the roadside with a quiet wave and a sad, familiar look in her eyes. Number 7. The Ghost of Charles at the King Opera House. In the heart of Van Buren stands the King Opera House, a beautifully restored theater with red velvet seats, golden details, and one quiet ghost named Charles. Long ago, Charles was a young actor who fell in love with the daughter of a local doctor. When the doctor found out, he was furious. The couple tried to run away, but Charles never made it. It's said that the doctor caught him near the theater's stage door. Since then, strange things have happened backstage. Actors and crew have seen a young man in old-fashioned clothes, standing in the shadows or watching silently from the balcony. People say he's dressed for a performance, with a bow tie and polished shoes, waiting for a show that never comes. No one knows why he stays, but he never truly left the building. Sometimes stage lights flicker, props move on their own, or footsteps echo where no one is walking. Some say Charles is harmless, just a lonely spirit still dreaming of the spotlight. Others believe he's guarding the theater, watching over every rehearsal, making sure his memory lives on with each curtain call. The King Opera House welcomes visitors today, and many still feel the presence of its quiet ghost. Whether it's the creak of a floorboard, the sudden chill in the wings, or the faint sound of applause in an empty room, Charles's story still lingers in every performance. Number 8. The Woman in White of Willie Bridge. Just outside Fayetteville, Willie Bridge stretches over a quiet creek surrounded by thick trees and winding back roads. But at night, the place takes on a very different feel. Locals tell the story of a ghostly woman in white who appears near the bridge, her figure glowing faintly in the darkness. She's said to be the spirit of a young woman who died in a tragic car crash there many years ago. Her life cut short on a stormy night in the stillness of the woods. Those who've seen her say she wanders along the road, slowly moving across the bridge, searching for something or someone. Drivers have reported their headlights flickering, car doors unlocking, or hearing whispers and soft sobbing when no one else is around. Some believe she's looking for her lost love, while others think she doesn't realize she's gone, still trying to find her way back home through the foggy night. What makes the story even more eerie is how many people claim to have seen her. She's not just a trick of the light or a shadow in the corner of your eye. She's been captured in blurry photos, mentioned in local news, and whispered about for generations. Some even say she'll follow your car for a moment, just long enough to leave you chilled. Willie Bridge might look like just another quiet crossing during the day, but at night, its legend lives and breathes. And for those who've caught a glimpse of the woman in white, it's a sight they never forget, and a feeling that stays with them long after they've driven away into the dark. Number 9. The Witch of Witches Hollow. In the hills outside of Cave City lies a shadowy place known as Witches Hollow. For over a century, folks in the area have whispered about a mysterious woman who once lived deep in the woods, a woman many believed was a witch. People say she kept to herself, practiced strange rituals, and cursed anyone who dared bother her. After her sudden disappearance, the forest grew quiet, but stories of strange sights and sounds never stopped. Visitors who wander too far into the hollow often report hearing footsteps behind them or seeing a figure dressed in black standing between the trees. Dogs refuse to enter the area, and some claim their phones or compasses stop working near the old clearing where the witch's cabin once stood. The sense of being watched is almost constant, especially at dusk. Over time, the legend grew. Locals began calling the place Witches Hollow, warning kids not to play too close. Strange symbols carved into trees, sudden gusts of cold wind, and eerie laughter have all been blamed on the witch's ghost. Some believe her spirit still walks the woods, guarding her land from intruders, while others think she was wronged and now haunts the place in anger. Whether she was truly a witch or just a lonely woman misunderstood by her neighbors, one thing is certain: Witches Hollow holds on to her memory. Even today, brave hikers tread lightly, knowing that one wrong step could bring them face to face with the ghostly guardian of those dark woods. Number 10. The Unexplained Dover Lights. Just north of Dover, Arkansas, deep in the Ozark Mountains, strange glowing orbs have appeared in the night sky for generations. Known as the Dover Lights, these ghostly glimmers float, flicker, and move across the valleys with no clear source. Some are bright white, others red or orange, and they often vanish the moment someone tries to get close. Locals say they've been around since Civil War days, possibly even earlier. Many believe the lights are the spirits of long-dead soldiers or travelers who vanished in the wilderness. Some stories tell of a lost miner searching for his family, his lantern glowing as he wanders the hills in sorrow. Others speak of Native American spirits still watching over the land, their presence revealed through these mysterious lights. Whatever the cause, the lights seem to appear most often in silence just after sunset. Visitors have tried to chase them, photograph them, or explain them, but no one has ever solved the mystery. They don't behave like car lights or flashlights. They float through trees, rise over ridges, and move with purpose, yet never make a sound. Even scientists who've come to investigate have left with more questions than answers. Today, the Dover Lights are more than a ghost story. They're a part of Arkansas folklore. Some who see them leave feeling calm, others unsettled. But all agree that something strange lives in those mountains, glowing just beyond reach and reminding us that some mysteries are meant to stay unsolved. Number 11. Minnie Bell's Ghost at Peele Mansion. The Peele Mansion in Bentonville is a place full of charm and Southern history, but some say it holds something else, something not quite of this world. Built in 1875 by Colonel Samuel Peele, the home was once filled with the laughter of his daughter, Minnie Bell. She was known for her kindness and love of music, but her life was cut tragically short when she died young, possibly from illness or an accident, depending on who tells the tale. Since then, visitors and caretakers have reported strange things inside the mansion. Music playing from an empty room, a rocking chair swaying with no one in it, and the soft footsteps of someone walking the hall at night. Many believe it's Minnie Bell, still roaming the halls of the house she loved so much, her spirit gentle but ever present. Some guests claim to have seen her standing near a window, gazing out quietly, as if waiting for something or someone. Others say her presence can be felt most strongly in her old bedroom, where the air grows still and cool and her favorite perfume lingers faintly in the air. Even skeptics admit that the energy in the house feels different in certain rooms. Though her story is one of sadness, Minnie Bell's ghost is not feared. Locals and staff see her as a part of the mansion's legacy, a reminder of the people who once called it home. Her gentle spirit still brings whispers of the past to life, and her legend continues to warm hearts, even from the other side. Number 12. The Ghost Bride of the Arlington Hotel. The Arlington Hotel in Hot Springs is one of the grandest buildings in Arkansas, known for its history, elegance, and long list of famous guests. But one guest may have never checked out. According to local legend, a bride once stayed at the hotel, preparing for her wedding day. But tragedy struck when she either was left at the altar or met a darker fate, falling, or perhaps being pushed, from one of the upper floors of the hotel. Since then, stories of the Ghost Bride have become part of the hotel's mysterious charm. Guests and staff have reported seeing a woman in a white gown drifting through the halls late at night, especially near the older parts of the building. Her figure appears in mirrors or at the ends of empty corridors before vanishing without a sound, leaving behind only a cold chill in the air. Some say they've heard soft crying coming from empty rooms, or found cold spots where the temperature suddenly drops for no reason. Elevators are known to stop on the floor where her room once was, even when no button was pushed. No one knows her real name, but the hotel keeps her story alive, quietly, respectfully, and with just a touch of wonder. The Ghost Bride has become a part of the Arlington's history, her presence both eerie and unforgettable. Whether seeking lost love or justice, she walks the hotel's halls in silence, reminding everyone that even the most beautiful places can carry a whisper of heartbreak that time cannot erase. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.